Hello, everyone. A huge warm welcome to the Tom English podcast. I'm Alice, your host, and I am just absolutely thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is specially designed for those of you starting your English journey. So don't worry, we're going to speak clearly, slowly, and use simple words so we can all learn together.
Hi, Alice, and hello to all our listeners out there. I'm Tom, and I have to say, I've been looking forward to this all week. Thank you for having me.
Of course, Tom. Now, today we are diving into a topic that is close to everyone's heart: success. It's a big word, isn't it? But success can mean completely different things to different people. For some, it's about a high-flying career or studying until midnight. For others, it's just about finding true happiness in the little things.
That's so true, Alice. You know, everyone wants to be successful, but we often forget that there isn't just one definition. Many people immediately think of a mountain of money or a fancy job title. But for me, success is more about family, staying healthy, and just feeling good about life.
I love that. For me, success isn't always a big, shiny trophy. Sometimes it's just that feeling of being proud of what I did today. Even a small thing, like finally understanding a difficult English grammar rule, can feel like a massive win. Don't you think our ideas of success change as we get older, Tom?
Oh, definitely. Reflective, when we're kids, success might just be getting a gold star on a test. Later, it's the job. But now, for me, success is reaching my goals step by step. It's about the how and not just the where. I feel successful when I'm actually improving.
That is such a great point. We often focus so much on the finish line that we forget to enjoy the walk. Success has to include balance. If you have the best job in the world but you're too tired to smile, is that really success?
Exactly. If we only focus on work, we end up feeling empty. Real success is like a puzzle. It needs pieces of health, relationships, and personal growth to be complete. When those pieces fit, you feel satisfied.
I couldn't agree more. So, dear listeners, as you listen to us today, I want you to ask yourself, what does success mean to you right now? Don't compare your path to anyone else's. Your journey is yours alone. Welcome back. Now that we've talked about what success is, let's get into the how. Tom, I know you've had some big breakthroughs lately. How do you actually get things done without feeling overwhelmed?
Oh, believe me, Alice, I used to get overwhelmed all the time. I used to look at a big goal, like learning a new language or finishing a huge project, and I would just freeze. It felt like trying to climb a mountain in one jump.
That is the worst feeling. It makes you want to just sit on the sofa and do nothing, right?
Exactly. So I changed my strategy. Now I focus on micro goals. Instead of saying, I need to be fluent in English, I say, I will learn 3 new words today. That's it, just 3. It's so small that I can't really say no to it.
I see. So it's about making the goal so easy that you don't need a huge amount of willpower to start. That's a very smart way to stay motivated. When we tick a small box, our brain feels a little rush of happiness, doesn't it?
It really does. And that leads to the most important thing, consistency. Pausing for effect. It's much better to study for 10 minutes every single day than to study for 5 hours once a week.
I totally agree. Consistency is like a superpower. It's the drip, drip, drip of water that eventually carves through a rock. If you do something regularly, it stops being a task and starts being a habit.
That's the secret, Alice. When I have a simple plan, I feel so much more confident. I don't wake up wondering what to do, I just follow my small steps. Thinking, each step is a tiny victory, and when you add up those victories over a month or a year, the results are huge.
I love that. Tiny victories. Listeners, think about one tiny thing you can do today. Maybe it's just listening to 5 minutes of this podcast again. Excited. That is success in action.
Definitely. Don't worry about the speed. Just focus on moving forward. Even a tiny step is still a step closer to where you want to be. Smiling. It's the process that makes you a winner, not just the result.
We are moving right along. So we have our small goals and our consistency. But what happens when the road gets a little bumpy? Tom, I know you're a big believer in the power of a positive mindset. How does that help you when things get tough?
Oh, it's everything, Alice. I used to be very hard on myself. If I made a mistake, I'd think, oh, I'm so bad at this. But now I try to look at mistakes differently. I tell myself that a mistake is just a free lesson. It's actually a sign that I'm trying.
A free lesson? I love that phrasing. It takes the pressure off, doesn't it? If we aren't afraid to fail, we are much more likely to keep going. It's all about that inner voice. Instead of being a mean boss, you have to be your own best cheerleader.
Exactly. And speaking of staying on track, we have to talk about time. Time is our most valuable resource, but it's so easy to waste. I've started practicing priority planning. I look at my list and ask, what is the one thing that really matters today? I do that first.
That is such a great habit. If you do the hardest or most important thing while your brain is fresh, the rest of the day feels like a breeze. I usually do my most difficult English writing in the morning with a big cup of tea.
Tea helps everything. But Alice, there's one more thing that people often think is a weakness, but it's actually a strength. It's asking for help.
Oh, tell me more about that, Tom.
Well, sometimes I get stuck. I'll be looking at a problem and I just can't see the answer. Thinking in the past, I would stay stuck for days because I was too proud to ask. Now I find a friend or a mentor and just say, hey, I don't understand this. Can you help?
That is so wise. Asking for help isn't giving up, it's being smart. Expressive tone. We can learn so much faster when we share our ideas with others. It makes the journey to success feel much less lonely.
Right. We're all learning together. Whether it's a teacher, a colleague, or a fellow student, having that support makes the big goals feel much more reachable.
We are back, and I am so curious. Tom, what does a typical success day look like for you? Can I know the secrets of your daily routine?
It's actually simpler than you might think, Alice. For me, it all starts with how I treat the first 30 minutes of the day. I try to stay away from my phone. No emails, no news. I just drink a glass of water and think about my plan. Starting calm makes a huge difference.
No phone. Wow, that is a real challenge in today's world. But I bet it helps you keep your focus. I'm the same way with my workspace. If my desk is messy, my brain feels messy. I have to clear the papers away before I can even think about writing.
I totally agree. A clean space is a clear mind. Another habit I've fallen in love with is reading. Even if it's just 10 minutes before bed, it feels like I'm feeding my brain a little snack of knowledge every day.
A knowledge snack. I love that. Thinking, I've also noticed that you talk a lot about rest, Tom. Many people think success means working 24 hours a day, but that's a recipe for burnout, isn't it?
Absolutely. I learned that the hard way. Now, I treat sleep like it's a very important business meeting. If I don't get my 8 hours, I'm not sharp. I make mistakes. So going to bed at the same time every night is actually a part of my strategy for success.
That is such a powerful point. You can't run a car without fuel, and you can't run a brain without sleep. Warmly, I also try to be very careful about my internal dialogue. Every day, I try to say something kind to myself. If I have a bad day, I say, "It's okay, Alice, you can try again tomorrow."
That's beautiful. Being kind to yourself is a habit just like any other. And don't forget physical health. Thinking, I'd try to go for a short walk every afternoon. It's not a marathon, but just moving my body helps me think so much more clearly.
It really does. Fresh air and a little movement can solve so many problems. So, listeners, look at your daily habits. Are they helping you grow, or are they making you tired? Softly changes in your routine can lead to a brand new life. Let's be real for a moment, Tom. Even with the best habits and the perfect morning routine, life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. What happens when you just feel stuck? Or worse, when you feel like a total failure?
Honestly, Alice, those days are the hardest. There are mornings where I wake up and I just feel lazy. I look at my to-do list and I want to run away. The fear of failure is a very real thing. It whispers in your ear that you aren't good enough.
Ugh, I know that voice very well. It makes you want to stay in bed and hide under the covers. Can you guess what my day is like?
So when that lazy monster or that fear hits you, how do you fight back?
I use the 2-minute rule. I tell myself, Tom, you don't have to do the whole task. Just do it for 2 minutes. I'll open my laptop and write just one sentence. Usually, once I start, the fear disappears. Starting is 90% of the battle.
That's so true. Action is the best cure for fear. But what about distractions? We live in a world of pings and notifications. I'll be working on a script and suddenly I'm watching videos of cats playing pianos.
Oh, we've all been there. To reach your goals, you have to protect your focus. I actually put my phone in a different room when I'm doing deep work. If I can't see it, I don't think about it. You have to control your environment, or your environment will control you.
That's a powerful way to put it. I've also noticed that motivation is like a battery. It runs out. When I lose my spark, I try to remember why I started. I look at my original goal and remind myself of how much it means to me.
Exactly. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going when the motivation takes a holiday. And Alice, we have to talk about being too strict. Sometimes we're our own worst enemies. If we have one bad day, we think the whole week is ruined.
Yes, we have to forgive ourselves. Success isn't a straight line that goes up forever. Think of it more like a staircase with some flat parts and even a few steps back. As long as you don't stop climbing, you haven't failed.
I love that. A bad day is just 24 hours. It's not the end of the story. You can always hit the reset button tomorrow morning. Just breathe, be kind to yourself, and keep moving. Here we are, everyone, the final part of our journey today. Tom, there's one thing that I think kills success faster than anything else: comparison.
Oh, Alice, you hit the nail on the head. It is so easy to go online and see someone who is younger, richer, or seemingly better than us. It makes you feel like you're running a race and everyone else is miles ahead. But the truth is, you're not running their race. You're running yours.
Exactly. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 is just not fair to yourself. Success takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And honestly, even those people who look perfect online have their own struggles that they aren't showing.
That's a great reminder. That's why patience is a superpower. If you can stay patient and keep doing those small daily actions we talked about, you will see results. It might not be tomorrow and it might not be next week, but it's coming.
I truly believe that. Before we go, Tom, what's one final piece of advice you'd give to our listeners who are working hard on their English and their personal goals?
I would say believe in yourself, even when it's hard. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build by showing up every day. Every time you finish a lesson or practice a new word, you are proving to yourself that you can do it. That, to me, is the ultimate success.
That is so beautiful, Tom. And to all of you listening, thank you. Thank you for spending this time with us. You've already succeeded today just by showing up and practicing your listening skills.
That's right, you are doing great. I've really enjoyed this conversation, Alice. It's been so refreshing to talk about these ideas.
Me too, Tom. Listeners, remember, take small steps, stay positive, and don't be too hard on yourselves. We can't wait to see you in the next episode. Until then, keep learning and keep growing.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.